What's going on? Whoa, hold on. I don't even remember how to do none of this anymore, bro. It's been so long. Gotta have the mic attached to me. Hell yeah. Oh, what's going on, my dudes? It's been a minute, has it not? Dude, I'm tempted immediately to start like offering like an explanation, and this is like where I've been. But you know what, bro? Like, dude, I've just been painting and living life, and slacking on my YouTube channel above all else. But I had a moment the other day. I like opened just opened YouTube for general stuff, and I looked at like my insights page, and one of my videos hit 4,000 views, brother. That's like on the grand like scale of things, that's like not a big deal, but for me, kind of is, because I don't hit those numbers on YouTube, or at least no, actually now I do hit those numbers on YouTube, but previously I had not hit that number on YouTube. And so that's really cool, man, especially because I really don't do a lot of cross promotion from my YouTube channel onto Instagram, which is like very intentional. But so yeah, bro, like we're back, I think, man. I think we're back for real this time, because I think this year I'm learning the lessons of like being consistent even when it sucks. And there's like that book Atomic Habits, and they say something about that, about like that period where it looks like you're not getting results for something, and that's definitely something that I kind of struggle with. But anyway, man, aside from that, today I've completed editing like the entire Syracuse Museum like process, right? And if you don't know, okay, so in August I flew out to Syracuse, New York, to to install a presentation, a show at the Syracuse University Art Museum titled LANscapes, LANscapes, like a LAN party. And great show. I mean, we had been, I'd been working on this for months and months, and the thing had been in conversation for like a couple of years already. So just to see it come together was amazing. And I had initially wanted to do like kind of like the daily uploads for that, but it just became too much to like edit, like to film, set things up, changing batteries, like, getting things out of the cards, doing that, and then like editing, and then doing the painting too. It just kind of got to be like a little bit too much. But I did keep filming, I just didn't edit. So now I've got all the edits done, and I'm gonna do what I said was gonna do in the last video I posted, which was just to kind of offer a full recap from start to install. And in the next part of this video, or the next installment, which isn't going to come sequentially, it's going to be, in a couple weeks, but I'm going to be going back out to do a talk for the show, and I'll record that and have that as its own upload. And then in the meantime, we're going to be working on some other projects. I've got a new sort of way that I'm wanting to structure these videos. Actually, the videos are going to be structured the same, but I'm going to be doing a little bit of extra stuff. So time lapses as usual, this kind of lame ass fucking talk in the beginning as usual, but I'm gonna start recording uncut long form versions of the videos, and then I think I'm going to be more intentional about the way that I paint and narrate that part of the video, like long form. And I'm going to have those as instructionals on my website, and they're going to be like dirt cheap. So the idea is to get out a lot of valuable kind of lessons distilled through like my years of painting, and offer them at like a very affordable price. I'm thinking like $5.
I'm saying that I'm going to sell them for dirt cheap. Obviously, that's relative. I'm thinking around like $10 though, kind of mulling it over. I wouldn't make it any more than that. My like inkling is to maybe go cheaper, but if not, I'm gonna settle at 10, and I think that'll be all right.
And my hope is to put together a sort of library of videos that can supplement or completely replace, a formal art education. And basically, I'm just going to be teaching you guys not only like the technical stuff, but some more of like the practical, all of that stuff that you're not going to learn in school and all that. So yeah, bro, that's what we've got going on. Big plans, big visions. Now it's just time to like do the work and get to it every day. But I'm excited and I'm very much looking forward to it. And yeah, so it's going to be cool. But for now, let's take a look at what we did for Syracuse, because it was a lot of work that I'm very proud of. It's cold in here, dudes. Okay, so we're gonna start from the top. Hey, it's just like old times, man. Look at that. How exciting. Hell yeah. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to do music this time, dude. I don't know if I'm thinking about it, but I just have to use the same track over and over. Let's get into it, dude. Sorry. So the new space, man, the new stew. Well, basically, it's been the stew for, I would say maybe like at least a year now. Moved everything back home. It's been amazing. A bit smaller of a footprint, but the level of resistance is like so diminished. Like before, it was just such a pain in the ass to commute to the studio, and then like to have to leave for every little thing. Like if I, man, it was just I'm so much happier now, dude. The footprint is smaller, but we've got, I think, creative solutions to everything, which has been exciting and challenging. And my bad. For the first painting, I am just stretching it right over a previous painting, which is a little hack, a pretty good little hack. You can stretch paintings over the other ones, over another. And yeah, man, I got like my little GoPros going. I've got like trying some trickerinos, and here we got the time lapse, and we're just kind of getting through this one. I titled this one Celestial, and there was kind of a there's meaning behind the titles, and we'll go into that in a little bit. But this was kind of the finished painting. This was about, I would say, maybe a month's work or so, all condensed into like a freaking minute, which is just kind of so morally diminishing. Here is the big one. This is a 6x8 footer, doing a lot of cross-checking to make sure everything is square, because there's nothing worse than stretching a canvas and then realizing that like it's kind of jacked or it's like bent somewhere in a weird way. Again, just like, double checking, triple checking things. I got to stretch this guy here in the gallery at in the apartment complex that I live at, which is amazing. Whenever I am kind of like tight for space and need to stretch something, that space is like always available, which is really cool, and very kind and generous of the people to let me use. But yeah, I've also just kind of been having a lot more fun with my GoPro 360 and all of these kind of weird angles, brother. It was so much fun. What am I doing? Yeah, we're walking this guy out of the gallery and back into the apartment complex, which is just, yeah, such a cool view with this stupid camera. Dude, I don't know how, like, it looks like it's so far up there, but like it doesn't hit the door. It's so interesting the way that this thing like works. Like, look at that. Like, it's just gonna go under it. It's just gonna go. Watch. Right under it. Like, but now it's like on top of it again. Crazy. And this is the hallway leading to my actual apartment. We're gonna be getting to it. It's on the right, or like in front of me. Here we go. Welcome to my spot, dudes. I wonder, I forgot how much of the inside, if I take it all the way to the back or not, or all the way inside. I'm pretty sure I do. But as you can see, man, I mean, lugging this painting around is not like easy, practical. Here we go. Hell yeah, dude. Right into the stew. Got my beautiful Rogue pull-up bar. It's like my favorite thing in the world. Dude, I've gotten a lot better at that stuff too, bro. I don't know if you guys remember like the 2023 arc where I started going to the gym, dude. Like, we built on it, man. We did a good job. We built on it. So here we're starting the time lapse for the bigger painting. This one was called Terrestrial. I kind of titled them both after songs by a producer, Glissy, I think. I might be pronouncing it wrong, but it basically just has to do with their positioning. Celestial kind of refers to the Wi-Fi. Terrestrial refers to kind of the landlocked, like LAN function connection. And basically this show, or my works in this show, had a lot to do with the development and the advancement of the technology that enabled gaming to change and go from being, again, like local LAN to being global and wireless. And we're just kind of looking at the infrastructure and how that evolved and the ways that it influenced gaming, for better or worse. So it was these two pieces, and then I also did a sculpture. I made a sculpture in between. That was kind of supposed to go in between. It's positioned differently in the show, but the position itself isn't really super important. But yeah, so with this painting, I had like my printout was just kind of colored in sections, and so I'm going by a sectioned off kind of like formula to get this done, because I can start from dark to light and kind of work that way, but since it's such a big surface, there's like so much to miss. And so for me, I thought it would be a bit more practical to like go in sections. And so I started with the roof, and then or the ceiling rather, and then the far wall, got that in, and I just started first doing like walls. So it was like the ceiling, and then the far wall, and then that wall on the right, and everything is just kind of slowly getting put in, especially because I'm working with such a close like range of colors. We've got these kind of oranges and these sort of desaturated greens and these browns, and yeah, and so as we see the scene developing, we can see that they're actually inside of a garage, which is like the classic LAN party setup, inside the garage. And you can kind of see the outlines of the people starting to take shape too, and there's quite a few of them. But I had so much fun painting all of like the little garden implements in the back. That was like one of my favorite things about it, for sure. Like all those little poles and the hooks and the weed eater and the handles and the paint roller. That was just like one of the funner parts of this process. And man, looking at that glass palette, I have evolved since, believe it or not, since this painting, I have evolved into using just like the regular, like just that classic, like palette, the handheld one that has an emoji corresponding to it, but that's like what I'm doing now pretty much exclusively. And I had no idea why I've done anything else this whole time. Like that was a big L on my part for the last 10 years, just using like this glass palette. It sucks, man. The little handheld one is so much better. But anyway, you can see figures developing now. We've got these three in the back, and man, it was, it's been actually really fun to paint figures again, because so much of the previous works have all been figureless. They've all just been rooms. Just a good majority of them have been, gaming setups in the rooms, and there hasn't been any actual gamers in them. And so to have now like a show that purposely incorporates all of the people, it's really nice. It's a good switch up. I miss painting flesh tones, I miss painting flesh tones, and I miss painting the way that the lights affect the flesh tones as well. Whether it be like, the ambient light, or, kind of like a strong directional light. Like the guy in the back in the green shirt, for instance, he's looking at a screen, and you might not be able to see it super well, but he's got some blue in his face, and it's, directly coming from that screen. And you'll be able to see it pushed a little bit more here now that the blue is actually being put in. But that was just like one of my favorite parts, you know, is or one of my favorite things to do is especially if there's like a funky colored light. Here we had a big jump. If we have a funky colored light, it's just for me so much fun to document that affecting a flesh tone. I think is just one of the funnest things. This guy in the front, he was just like so orange. It was crazy, like just orange. Like his shirt was orange, and then the shirt like bouncing off of his, you know, hair, like off of his shirt, and then light bouncing off of the orange of the shirt and affecting the chin. The under part of the chin was really interesting too, and then the arm as well, because they're so close, you know, they're so close to each other that they're bound to be affected, especially because that orange is such a strong color. You know, it's only, dang, I was gonna make some joke, bro, but I couldn't come up with it. It only makes sense that it would blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here we're in Syracuse now, and we're actually, everything got finished, and now we're restretching the paintings to install them. And now I'm noticing, I'm realizing that I did not put a video of the sculpture. I have a video of the sculpture, but I didn't put it up here. So at the very end of this video, I'm just going to play the video of the sculpture, or maybe I'll sneak it in here somewhere, but I'm just not going to talk through it. But the sculpture is called The Internet, and it was based on, actually, you know what, we're going to pause here, and this is where I'll put it. The sculpture is, no, actually that's not a good idea. We'll keep it going. I'm still installing here, and now actually what I'm doing is touch-ups. I'm working on touch-ups for the painting that like, it got kind of, some of it got smudged in transit, and there was a few areas that I had to touch up, and you know, that was a very minor little thing to do. So this here, well, this is actually in reverse order, which is lame on my part, but it doesn't super matter. It's okay. Just pretend that this was before. So basically what's happening here is we're walking the painting along, but you can see the scale of it now fully, I think, and you can, you know, just fully appreciate how big this guy is. And man, I mean, everybody at Syracuse was so amazing, just so helpful, and yeah, I mean, you know, wouldn't have been able to get it done without these guys. Everything looked good there. Just a couple of touch-ups. And there I was kind of referencing the fact that I had to make some touch-ups. But it looked good. It looked good. And then, of course, we got those touch-ups done, and that was, you know, that was all very, very nice. And I think here, I'm not sure, maybe in this video we might get a little look at the sculpture. No, we don't. My mom was filming, so shouts to Mom. She was filming all of the happenings that day, which was very awesome, too. Well, there's one of the touch-ups I had to make, man, yeah. Big old black smudge. Okay, we got it. Proud of myself, bro. Look at that. Look at that. Like self-satisfied. Look at that. Freaking douchebag. So the sculpture, okay, that's where the sculpture is going to go. I don't know why Mom's focusing on that part, but the sculpture is technically in that box right there. I thought it was going to be in terms of. Let's see what's coming up next. It's a lot of looking. I probably should have cut some of that. And then here, okay, here's where we're doing like the last of the touch-ups. And this is just, you can see here a little bit of what's going on.
What are you doing?
I'm fixing my mistakes in shipping.
There's audio on there too, so I'm just trying to be quiet.
Pieces that, that's the wrong color. Just little pieces where I had a wet paint and it rolled over onto everything else. That's the right color. That's closer.
There's the sculpture. So the sculpture is modeled after the Pietà by Michelangelo. And it very much just, I wanted it to have this same kind of like cradling feeling. And what the sculpture itself actually is a Linksys router, the old internet router, and it's holding WaveLAN cards, which is like one of the first iterations of like internet connectivity. And so the router's kind of cradling it as they're kind of spilling out. And so it's sort of like holding its predecessor, but at the same time, it's making way for whatever's coming, because the lights are functional and lit up as if it's online, but it's disconnected from the wall, which is kind of what I've done with the PlayStation sculptures too. But I did that as a way of kind of suggesting that there's more advancement to come, that eventually this router might become completely untethered from the wall or from any kind of physical constraints. And that's, you know, maybe like a foreshadowing of connectivity in the future. And we're kind of looking at, you know, implications of that. So space looks just so beautiful, man. I mean, yeah, look at that router. Just standing up on his own, holding those little cards, not connected to the wall, completely plugged in. Look at that. And I think here I'll put the other video up after this too. But that's kind of the whole install, man. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Those three works. And I mean, all of this is like so backwards, bro. Like this is all just like, we've already done all of this, man. I don't even know why I have this in here, but that's okay. That's all right. And this is just like a gratuitous shot of the beautiful campus, Syracuse University. And then I think we're gonna end this with some tech deck action, because I landed a pretty cool trick, front foot impossible. You can see it right now.
Is that a thing?
That's why I wanted you to go through it.
Oh, brother, so clean. So yeah, okay. Again, man, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm gonna end it with just some footage of the sculpture playing. And again, I just, you know, want to thank you guys for sticking along. And I don't know if you share this with your friends or not, but if you do, that's amazing. I'm not gonna ask you to like like and subscribe or anything. If you want to, obviously that'd be great, but you know, you're under no pressure from me, man. I want to I want to earn your subscription. I want to earn your attention. If there's anything I can be doing better in these videos, please let me know. If you want to support my studio practice in any way, you can, you know, those shares and all that stuff really helps, man. And if you want to have something physical to own of mine, I've got a web store and I do prints in there. I'm getting a lot better at shipping quickly, because that's something I've been historically very ass at, but I am committed to, like, you know, being like Amazon, even though I detest Amazon and what they stand for. But we're gonna try to be like them in the good ways that we can, in the ways that the customer is satisfied. So thank you guys. I love you, and until next time, which hopefully should be very soon.